I'm Mike.
I'm Jason.
This is Snake Envy. I feel like it's been about 2 weeks.
It's been a minute. Yeah.
Since we've seen each other. We always see each other at least once a week, it seems, but particularly this time of year. So we'll get to Jason here in a sec, but this is our movie star milksnake we've been showing you guys. And she was actually filming on set for 2 consecutive weekends. And so that's where I was. You went to Mexico. Now, is this central Mexico or northern Mexico? Northern. Yep. But it's kind of where the desert and the mountains and the jungle all kind of come together. So what was the most exciting find while you were down there herping?
That I found myself would probably it was my first Mexican black king that I found. So
in the wild, that's very cool.
That's kind of cool.
In Mexico.
I mean, the boas were neat. The Sonoran redtails. So
nice.
Those were neat. Always neat. Green rats. Lots of stuff.
Oh, you did see green rats.
Yeah, we found 3. Our party did.
And that's in Mexico as well, not on the way down.
Probably the coolest thing found on the trip was a file tail that Sean Bott found. Yeah. Pretty neat. It's a tricolor like this, but it's got this spiky tail.
And do they use that as a lure?
I don't know what they use it for. I have no idea.
Because there are vipers that have those spider tail.
No, this is
and they do the caudal.
You know those when you see those files that are buried?
Yeah.
Burrs on it, it looked like that, exactly like that.
Wow.
Pretty neat.
May have to look that one up. I'm curious what that's for.
Yeah. We got pictures.
There are a lot of snakes that do the caudal luring where they lure a bird in with what looks like a spider or a caterpillar, and then the bird becomes a meal.
So what movie was this in?
So this gal did great. She did actually fantastic. I'm curious to see in the movie how much screen time she gets, but the shots they got were amazing. At one point, they had a camera behind the enclosure, and then they had a camera on the other side of the enclosure. And so they were filming. There were 2 actors who were playing soldiers. So if you're Resident Evil fans, the zombie movies and video games, and this is part of that world, it's called Resurrection Biohazard. But the plot has to do with the venom of vipers being intensified by a parasite that infects the vipers. And that has an effect on the venom that causes some of these people to turn into zombies. So at one point, there's soldiers coming into this place where a scientist has been trying to figure out the whole snake thing. And so there's a snake in the enclosure, there's some eggs, and then there's a whole bunch of research stuff in there as well. It was a pretty cool set. But anyway, they had a camera on behind the enclosure, and then they had the actors peering into the enclosure. I kind of explained to them, I said, if it fits the way you're filming, I said, you kind of want to be looking at her face on, because if you come in, and you're staring, that's where you're going to be a little more likely to spook her. And they did that, and it turned out phenomenal. She's coming up to the actors, and it was fantastic. I'm really proud of her, because this is one of your breeding animals, and so she's been living in Iraq her whole life.
Yeah, she's not adjusted.
She's only been in a display enclosure for the past 2 months, and she completely adjusted to that. I was telling Jason I started catching her out and about during the day all the time after a couple of weeks, and that was kind of my cue to start working with her a little bit. And so she did fantastic. And then, while they're filming, she's coming right up to them. She's not, after about 5-10 minutes of filming, sometimes she would duck back into her hide, and we would just reset her and start over. But it was very cool. I sent you a screen grab, and I actually took the picture of the monitor on the camera. And so there's an actress, peering into the enclosure, and the snake is coming right toward her. But I'm curious to see the shots from behind, because you're going to see the actors' faces peering in with the snake in the foreground. So that's going to be really cool too. But they actually filmed her on 2 consecutive weekends overnight, and 2 different sets of actors interact with her during those sessions. So she got a little piece of shit.
It's a little tip.
Little tip. She just shed, yeah. So of course she goes into shed right before filming.
Of course.
So I told the director and the writer, I said, well, you got 2 choices. I brought a backup snake for the first time, and I said, you can either go with the backup, he's going to look great, or you just lean into it. And maybe she'll even go into blue one of the times we're filming, and maybe that even can be kind of a plot point with the snakes being infected and all this stuff. But that's what they decided to do. They decided to lean into it. And we'll show you guys in the video that's going to air a week from now her experience on set. You'll get to meet some of the cast and crew. And there's a painting on set of giant snakes that are part of the storyline. And the snake in the painting looks just like her. So that's why they wanted a Sinaloan, is that the patterning of the big giant snake in the movie is exactly like her.
Awesome.
So, oh, by the way, she has a name. The cast and crew named her. So fitting for the film, one of the characters who turns into a zombie, her name was Yasmin, the Latin version of Jasmine. So now this is officially Yasmin.
All right.
Going forward.
Yasmin.
So she's a film star now, and can't wait for the film to come out, see how much airtime she actually gets. Anything else about Mexico?
Just the best place on earth. Best place on earth for critters.
Yeah, and we've been talking about it. Like,
paradise.
I can't wait to go down there. Hopefully that'll all work out next year. I would give anything in the world to see a Janai in the wild. I don't know if this is where you were, but
no,
at least on the way down, maybe. And
no,
on the way back.
My number one Mexican target would be to find a Depi, but a Janai is cool too. Like both of them.
Either of those two.
Yeah, and I have.
It would be amazing.
I mean, a couple guys did find it. They did prior to us getting there. They were in another area where they did find a Depi. Yep.
That's so cool. That would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. All right. So, in the time we've been apart, I was actually here a few times with John while you were away. We filmed some of that stuff. That's in the video from last week. What has hatched since? What's been going on this week?
I mean, just a lot of gopher snakes.
So that we're still getting through the rest of the gophers.
We got a few left to go, and we're getting down to the end. We're getting down to double clutches, and we're getting down to the end. So, and
I don't mean to spoil it as we go over there, but it sounds like we have more house snakes hatching.
Yeah, there's some house snakes hatching.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yep.
All right, let's get to it. Let's go see what's hatching. And say hello, everybody, to Yasmin coming to, I think it's going to be on a streaming service. I was going to say coming to theaters near you, but I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think it's going to be a streaming movie.
Okay.
But we'll give you all details as we know more about when you can see her on film. But we'll give you a peek next week. What have we got?
Just got some more house snakes. There's 2 out so far. The other one must have dove in, but 2 out. Couple heads poking out here and there.
Very nice.
Some more gopher snakes. I love the look of these, how these turned out, but so these are kind of pretty cool. The idea behind this, because this is double hat for Rusty and Meeker, Sonoran gopher, and they turned out really pretty. But the big deal is that the mother was a wild caught animal. So these offspring here are 100% outcrossed. They're not line bred. They got the genetics and the fresh bloodlines. So
What I love about this is even right out of the egg, I can see just a hint of the reds that are going to come through later.
These splotches are maroon.
Yeah. And the reds on these Sonorans are beautiful.
And those, and then we have, so these are F3 Christmas Meeker Sonorans. And I'm really hoping for some good colors. So this is pretty decent color. We'll see when they shed, but Meekers usually are like a dirty, dingy, rusty brown, which I don't love the color, but this is displaying some nice yellows. So hopefully they shed out and look even better, but time will tell.
Great.
The albino snuck in again. So
nice.
Both parents were only 50% chance hit for albino, and look, it worked. Like, the odds of that are pretty far.
Now, clarify a little bit when you say Christmas Meeker, because Christmas Mountain, we all know that.
Bred
we
to
all
a
know
Meeker.
Meeker. So this is a cross between.
This is a merge of the two. These are F3s, the first F3s done in the project. So we'll see how the rest turn out here. So far, I'm pleased.
What may have already been put away that was cool over the last few days since we've seen each other?
This is just a dire albino, but it's head annery. It's a really pretty one. So show this girl off. This guy off. Actually, it's a boy.
Really pretty.
We'll go through some of these. Did we look at these albino Applegates? We looked at these, didn't we?
We've had some of them hatching. I don't know.
I think these are more.
May have come since.
I think these are more of the same. But this was something I was excited about this year. And these are Pacific gophers. We got some normals in here. We do got a couple stripers. Striping in Pacific gophers is...
we've got a runner.
Striping is codominant or incomplete dominance. We didn't get what we wanted to exactly. We got some stripers, but we didn't. There's also some color morphs in here. This guy is a runner.
That one is determined to get away.
Yep. And I'm having a hard time.
Why don't you hand him to me while you show us the others?
So this is a T positive albino, where we were hoping for a striped version of this, and we didn't get it. There's always next year. So
always next year, and the albino is still cool.
Yep.
Very nice. So at this point, we are in the home stretch of hatching season. I'm going to pan down here to the cooler. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 6 tubs left. I know that another house snake clutch was laid, but I think it was her triple clutch, so the majority were not fertile, but we have 3 or 4 more house snake eggs on top of what's in here. But this is the home stretch. What is left? Primarily just gophers, bulls at this point?
Just a few random gopher clutches and house snakes. We have just a bunch of, there's some double clutches of, like there's a couple rat snake clutches in there. There's a Therai clutch. So there's a few things, but we're down. We're pretty much wrapping up the season.
And very exciting, you are going to be at Colubrid Fest.
Yep.
In 2 weekends from now. So not this weekend, but next.
About 10 days or so.
And that's what, the 12th and the 13th, if I'm not mistaken?
12th, 13th, the show's, yeah.
Yeah, that weekend. So, if I got the dates just off, but it's that weekend.
Yeah, it's that weekend.
So as we're filming, it's the weekend
12,
after
13,
this one
14th. Yep.
Yeah. So if you are going to be at Colubrid Fest and you're interested in any of Jason's offerings, MV Reptiles, watch for him. And I know you and Mike Larson with Solid Serpents have also been working on a special project, and he's going to have some snakes available for pre-order that people can pick up there as well. Tell us about that pairing.
The pairing was they were San Diego Gophers, but it was a McGurty Snow San Diego, that might be the only one in existence. The problem is that the way I had to go about getting it. There's dyer added in. There's some other genetics that got slipped in, so it kind of muddied it up, and it may not be worth pursuing to try to get McGurty's out of that, because it might be too difficult to distinguish the two T positive lines. But in saying that, the offspring came out nice. The female was a striped individual, red. She had lots of red. She's beautiful. But she was het for dyer. She was het for dyer, Bechtel, and anery.
Wow.
So they're like, some of these snakes were like, some of them were like heavy hitters. Some were quad morphs.
Wow.
Quad hats. Quad hats. So, yeah, check out the video. Check out Mike's video.
Yeah, Solid Serpents on YouTube. He's profiled those. So, lots of cool things coming up there at Colubrid Fest. And wish I could join you guys, but I'm looking forward to next year.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks.